to the brave people of Iran, and I have a message for them. Our fight is not with you. Our fight is with the brutal dictatorship that has oppressed you for 46 years.
Oh, how original. You might be wondering, why does this message sound familiar?
I have a message for the people of Lebanon. Israel's war is not with you. It's with Hezbollah. For too long, Hezbollah has been using you as human shields. I want to use this opportunity and speak to the people of Gaza. Heed the warnings of the IDF, of the Israeli army. Leave your homes to the places where you were told to go. Leave. Don't stay there, because Hamas wants you to die. And you shouldn't die for Hamas. They don't care about you, but we want you to be safe.
That's because you've heard it before. This is not the first time Netanyahu has addressed the citizens of other sovereign nations. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu has been doing this over the years consistently and strategically. His playbook is pretty much the same each time. Blame the terrorists, say you're bringing democracy, and frame yourself as a savior before launching devastating bombing campaigns, killing civilians, and wreaking irreparable destruction.
When Netanyahu addresses the citizens of other nations such as Lebanon or Iran, he's doing so for a number of reasons. I think he's engaging in what we would call psychological warfare, causing fear and anxiety among the people he's about to attack, to weaken them, to demoralize them and turn them against their governments. But at the same time, I think he's appealing to Western leaders, to Trump and to politicians in America particularly, and the lobby, the Christian lobby. He wants to appear reasonable. He wants to appear caring, warning people. Therefore, he is not responsible for deaths and injuries caused by his actions.
But why is Israeli democracy suddenly being violently exported to Iran without provocation? Because the real goal here is neither peace nor democracy. It's based on Eretz Yisrael, or Greater Israel, a Zionist fantasy of expanding Israel's 1967 borders way beyond what international law recognizes and into the sovereign territory of Israel's neighbors. An ethno-nationalist dream of a historic Jewish homeland stretching from the Nile to the Euphrates, regardless of who lives there today. It's not just a fringe idea, it has quietly shaped Israeli right-wing policy for decades and serves as the blueprint for occupation, invasion, and annexation. And Netanyahu seems to have emerged as the face behind this plan, with his actions aligning perfectly and destructively with this vision of territorial expansionism.
The Greater Israel plan goes back to Theodor Herzl, to the very beginning of the creation of the Zionist movement. The idea that they would have Eretz Israel, this is the land of Israel. And the land of Israel, according to their calculations from the Bible and from their conception of what it was, stretched not just to the historic territory of Mandate Palestine and to what's now called Jordan, also to Lebanon and Syria and most of Iraq and part of Egypt. It even stretched up to part of Turkey.
And the way it's used today is to provide a religious justification for Zionism, for colonialism, for, if you like, Western imperialism in the Middle East. And it's an exclusive claim, meaning that they believe that the land was given exclusively to the descendants of Isaac as opposed to the descendants of Ishmael. Incidentally, Israel is also the only country in the world that's never defined its borders.
But where did the Greater Israel idea find its major backing? Let's rewind to 1996, when a group of US neoconservatives, many of whom would later serve in the Bush administration, wrote a little policy guide for Netanyahu's new government. Its title, A Clean Break, a new strategy for securing the realm. This wasn't just a policy memo. It was a guide on how to take over the Middle East, with Israel as the dominant force, and everyone else preferably weakened, divided, and subservient to the US-Israeli realm. The Clean Break strategy had a few key takeaways. The first regarded Palestinians and gave them no land and no state whatsoever. And judging by the ongoing genocide in Gaza and the complete siege of the already occupied West Bank today, things seem to be going according to the paper's plans. The second strategy was for Israel to grow so powerful that the world can't stand up to it. The goal was to make Israel immune to international pressure. So whether Israel is committing war crimes, building illegal settlements, or flattening neighborhoods in other countries, it doesn't matter. Israel is above the law. And while world leaders might condemn Israel's actions, no one will or can actually stop them. The third was destabilizing and weakening Israel's enemies, meaning pretty much all its neighbors. The plan specifically named Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon, all seen as obstacles to Israeli regional dominance and therefore direct Israeli targets.
If you take out Saddam's regime, I guarantee you that it will have enormous positive reverberations on the region.
The way it's played out is very, very simply that Israel's approach is what we would call the carrot and the stick. With Western support, particularly from US support, the carrot is used for countries like Egypt and Jordan, which receive significant amounts of funding from the United States to buy them off from criticizing or pressurizing Israel. In fact, Trump quite recently has been trying to persuade Egypt and Jordan to take Palestinian refugees from Gaza, and has threatened to use the finance he presently gives as a leverage. Other countries get the stick. That's Palestine, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Yemen. They get the stick rather than the carrot, because Israel's agenda is basically to destroy or divide and rule around their neighbors. Historically, Israel has developed links with the royalists in Iran, the Copts in Egypt, the Phalangists in Lebanon, in order to destabilize and divide those countries it deems as a threat to its sovereignty and its territorial integrity and its designs to expand.
It took only days for Netanyahu to seize the vacuum after the fall of the regime of Syria's Bashar al-Assad. He used that opportunity to attack Syria, which was celebrating long sought-after freedom after decades of oppression.
This is a historic day for the Middle East. The collapse of the Assad regime, the tyranny in Damascus, offers great opportunity, but also is fraught with significant dangers. This collapse is a direct result of our forceful action against Hezbollah and Iran, Assad's main supporters. It set off a chain reaction of all those who want to free themselves from this tyranny and its suppression.
Yes, cue the message of solidarity right before the missiles. Fast forward to June 2025, when Israel unilaterally attacked Iran, not because of any provocation or immediate threat, but because Iran stands in the way of total Israeli dominance in and of the region.
And let's remember also, of course, they've been occupying Syria, the Golan, since 1967. And in the dissolution of the government of Bashar al-Assad, they were able to push right into Syria, up to within 20 kilometers of Damascus, and so they have a physical occupation in the south of Syria and security control over a greater swathe of Syria. And just in the last few days, they've sent tanks further into Syria so they can place their air defences, whatever's left of them, nearer to Iran. So, of course, that's what they've always wanted to do.
They excuse Iran's nuclear ambitions, as Netanyahu has been rattling on about like a broken record for 30 years.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the enriched uranium for an atom bomb. If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace.
And naturally, no grand strategy would be complete without the support of key allies. Netanyahu has skillfully enlisted the United States to take on the frontline role, ensuring that when it comes to executing this contentious agenda, the heavy lifting is handled by those with the deepest pockets and the most powerful arsenal. The plan is not about defeating a certain group, country, or individual. It's about remaking the Middle East one clean break at a time, until there is no obstacle in the way of the realization of the greater Israel project. So next time you hear Netanyahu addressing the brave people of a country he's about to bomb, remember, Israel's motive is not to liberate these people or bring them democracy. Rather, it's a broader and bloodier strategy, carried out in increments like a board game or chess, that leaves nothing but death, destruction, and instability in its wake. And one big part of the clean break for a greater Israel plan that has been going very smoothly, the deafening silence and inaction of Western and Arab leaders, raising alarm that a darker future for the region lies ahead.